Not to be dramatic, guys, but the Knicks really fucked up a huge opportunity last night. That's obviously very obvious. I'm not exactly breaking news here, but I think in particular because they are the way thinner team, they have way less depth than the Indiana Pacers do. This puts them in a really difficult position. I mean, I want to think that the Iron Man vibe of the Knicks can sort of like come back and sort of make things happen. I love rooting for the underdog. I want to see the underdog kind of, and they kind of are the underdog now because they lost the first game at home, a game they really should have won. But honestly, man, like their backs are against the wall and the sort of like psychological turmoil that they have to sort of, kind of deal with now, and the energy it's going to take in order to come back from losing that first game to win, four with their backs against the wall now against a really, really good team that has a lot more depth and therefore a lot more rest is really tough, man. And I honestly think that that's what these kind of playoffs are showing us is that there's this new, what do you want to call it, kind of revolution, new kind of thing happening in the NBA where it's the teams that are the deepest, not necessarily that are front loaded, that are the most successful teams and are the teams that are going to be the most successful moving forward. Look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Look at the Boston Celtics last year before their players got injured. Look at the Indiana Pacers, right? Look at the Denver Nuggets, who were thin and lost. They had to bring in Russ because their bench was so thin that they needed a guy who could sort of be two or three players simultaneously. And that's what Russ brings you, is that energy. Of course, there's flaws, but you take those flaws. I mean, everybody's got flaws. They just didn't have any other players who can actually kind of come in and take up minutes. And so the Knicks have a stronger, top 5 or 6, I think, than the Nuggets. Obviously they don't have Jokic, but I think, compounded, they have a stronger kind of core. I'm curious to see what you guys think. I mean, that might be up for debate a little bit, but they're thin, man. And the Indiana Pacers are deep. And now the Knicks dropped a game. Their backs are against the wall. The sort of psychological kind of weight of fighting through that is tiring. It's going to be a lot harder for them now to win 4 games than it was had they won yesterday. And it really doesn't look good for New York, especially against a really good team that's really deep. So, yeah, curious what you guys think about this. I mean, do you guys think the Knicks could actually win this series still? I know Knicks